recovery determines the ceiling on your performance.
Yeah.
If you get exorbitant recovery, you will be able to get the most out of those 8 hours. And those 8 hours will always get better.
They keep increasing.
Simply thinking about it, if you got one meaningful outcome per hour prior to getting replenishment recovery, but then you get the replenishment recovery, you suddenly get two meaningful outputs
Right, exactly.
per hour. It's the same amount of hours, but the replenishment causes you to get way more out of that. And then you keep doing that. And suddenly you're getting three meaningful outputs per hour, right?
Right.
Now, this is just a simplification.
The general math does work like that.
To go back to your point, if you added the additional 4 hours in that day to try to eke out a little bit more productivity versus getting all of that benefit that comes from the recovery,
Yes,
just continuously raising the ceiling on what the output would be to the recovery, you can't compare them.
Yeah. The units of output per hour that you would get in the next day and in the day after, and it's compounded over time, are going to crush the additional units of output you would get on the first day where you work an extra 4 hours after having worked a good 8 hours. It requires long-term thinking fundamentally, and it actually paradoxically requires a form of delayed gratification.
Sure,
because especially as you build momentum as an entrepreneur, as you start to get wins and you start to appreciate the feeling of effort and derive tremendous satisfaction from task completion and from execution, you can really easily slip into, people talk about mental masturbation, a little bit crass, but it does drive the point home, which is that it's really easy to get off on the fact that you're just doing more and you're pounding more in, and to fall into this very naive, imprecise state where you're identified with your exertion of effort. There's an entrepreneurial archetype that I'm sure a lot of people have either witnessed or worked around, which is the person that is so identified with their own exertion of effort that they continually exert effort in a way that decreases actual output.
Yeah.
And it's exasperating. Almost everyone's had this experience of working with some kind of boss or a colleague who's just such a grinder and so obsessed with grinding for whatever reason. Usually it's some kind of compulsion or workaholism. And what is so painful to witness and to be affected by if you work for this person is the first 5 hours of the day, 6 hours of the day actually generating progress, and then that progress being wiped away by the remaining 6 hours of frenetic grinding and excessive activity and distortion of focus. And it's really common. It's a brutal trap.